My wife and I had been married for 6 years when everything began to fall apart. For a long time, I had felt something changing between us: late-night messages, secretive phone calls, and a sudden distance I couldn't explain. I tried convincing myself I was imagining things. But one evening, when she left her phone on the couch, the truth stared back at me in a series of messages that shattered everything I thought we had. She had been seeing someone else for months. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I quietly packed a bag, left a note that simply said I need time, and disappeared from her world. I didn't run away out of anger. I ran because I needed to breathe. I traveled to a small coastal town where no one knew me. Days were spent walking along the shore, trying to understand how love could collapse so silently. At night, I replayed our memories, birthdays, road trips, late-night talks, and wondered when exactly I stopped being enough for her. Even in my pain, I found a strange peace in the solitude. For the first time in years, I listened only to myself. Back at home, she panicked. I had turned off my phone, deleted my social media, and rented a small room under a different name. I heard from mutual friends later that she called hospitals, police stations, even my workplace, terrified something had happened. But I stayed hidden. If betrayal taught me anything, it was that sometimes people don't understand what they have until it's gone. I wanted her to sit with the silence she created. After nearly 2 months, I received an email from an address I didn't recognize. It was her. She wrote that she was sorry, so sorry. She said she couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't forgive herself. She begged me to come home or at least tell her I was alive. Her words dripped with regret, but I didn't respond immediately. Pain isn't washed away by apology, and trust isn't rebuilt overnight. I let her wait, the way she once made me wait for honesty. Eventually, I agreed to meet her in a public park. When she saw me, she burst into tears and tried to hug me, but I stepped back. The guilt on her face was undeniable. She told me she ended the affair, went to therapy, and realized how deeply she had hurt not just our marriage, but herself. I listened quietly, noticing how much older she looked, how remorse had carved itself into her expression. For the first time, I felt the power shift, not out of revenge, but clarity. I didn't yell, accuse, or try to hurt her. Instead, I told her the truth. Disappearing wasn't about punishing her. It was about healing myself. I explained that trust was like glass. Once broken, you could glue it back together, but it would never look the same. She nodded, crying harder because she knew I was right. Losing me had forced her to face the consequences of choices she never thought would come to light. In the end, we didn't return to our old life. We decided to start over, slowly, cautiously, almost like strangers learning each other again. Maybe we would rebuild something stronger. Maybe we wouldn't, but one thing was certain. She learned a hard lesson the moment I disappeared. Love is not something you treat carelessly, because once it walks away, finding it again may cost far more than you ever expected.